呢個市府嘅電台上邊播放出去嘅。
The meeting is being recorded, and the recording has just started.
好，已經開始錄影啦。
Tonight, I'll be facilitating the statutorily required cannabis community outreach meeting. This is an application by Dragon Bus Cannabis at the location of 25 to 29 Beach Street.
咁今晚咧，我哋就係由呢個嘅叫做 Dragon Bucks 呢間公司咧去申請開呢個大麻店嘅。咁個地址咧就係25號到29號Beach 街。
Please note that no decisions are being made tonight. This is again just the statutorily required community meeting required by the state. Please mute your mic. Required by the city and state before moving on to the Cannabis Board and Zoning Board of Appeals.
咁就想話俾大家聽咧，請你哋將你個咪關咗佢，好唔好？仲有咧就係今日咧，我哋係唔會做任何嘅決定嘅。今次只不過咧係想咧去聽你哋嘅呢個意見我哋先去將呢個申請咧上交到市政府同埋州政府嗰度嘅。
There will be time for Q&A and comments at the end of the presentation. Please wait until the presentation is over before asking questions.
咁今晚我哋會有個演講。咁等你哋等佢哋演講完咗之後先回答問題，所以如果你哋有問題，等到最尾先問喎。
There will be time for question and answers. There is also an open comment period, meaning that if you do not get called on tonight, or if you think of questions that have not been answered, you can reach out to myself or the project team, and we will work to get you that information.
咁今晚會有個時間係俾大家問問題同埋回答問題嘅。咁同時咧，亦都想話俾你哋聽咧，就係我哋會有一個開放嘅時間咧，去俾大家咧上交你嘅意見同埋建議。咁呢個時間段咧，你可以聯繫我或者聯繫呢個項目嘅負責人都得嘅。
I do ask that all questions be directed towards the applicant or myself only.
咁咧就要求你哋嘅問題咧係直接對住我或者對住呢個申請人嘅。
The applicant will answer all questions related to the proposal to the best of their ability, and I will answer questions specific to the city's process.
咁呢啲針對性嘅問題咧，我哋會根據大家嘅情況咧，我哋會盡量嘅去回答大家嘅回答大家。
If I am unable to, or if the applicants are unable to answer a question tonight, we will follow up with you after the meeting to get that information for you.
咁如果大家有啲特別嘅問題咧，好針對性嘅問題嘅話咧，咁我哋冇辦法今日回答你，我哋遲啲會同你跟進嘅。
With that said, I will turn it over to the project team for the presentation, and then I, alongside Connor Newman from my team, will be facilitating the question and answers right afterwards.
咁我哋就去到我哋嘅項目嘅團隊咧，去同大家去講呢個項目嘅信息。咁Connor 咧喺後邊咧會去主持下邊回答大家問題嘅部分。
Riley,
am I on? Yeah. Hi. Yeah, my name is Chung Lee. I'm representing Dragon Buds Inc. in tonight's meeting.
咁我名叫做 Chung Lee， 咁我咧係今晚去代表呢個 Dragon Bud 呢間公司去同大家去做呢個嘅演講嘅。
As Chu indicated earlier, the location we're proposing in putting this cannabis dispensary is at 2529 Beach Street in Boston.
咁好似啱先 Chu 已經講咗啦，咁我哋提交嘅提案呢個大麻店嘅地址咧就係25到29號 Beach 街呢度嘅。
So Dragon Buds Inc., a corporation formed in Massachusetts, consists of a group of current business owners and residents, who bonded together for the purposes of helping Chinatown through this business.
咁 Dragon Bud 呢間公司咧，佢成立嘅時候咧就喺麻州嘅，咁同時咧佢同依家嘅佢哋嘅商業嘅擁有者啦，同埋居民啦一齊去成立呢間公司嘅目的咧，就希望可以幫助唐街通過呢個商業去幫助我哋嘅社區嘅。
As everybody knows, Chinatown has seen better days before. We are currently, in our opinion, in a downspin spiral downwards. Businesses are not keeping their locations in Chinatown and are moving out.
咁大家都知道咧，依家唐街嘅商業嘅環境咧冇以前咁好啦。咁同時咧，大家都應該聽過就係好多嘅細嘅商業咧都慢慢離開咗唐街啦。
That trend started actually before COVID, but it was enhanced further and quicker and accelerate during the COVID pandemic.
咁呢個喺疫情之前就已經開始咗噶啦，但係疫情咧就令到佢更加嘅快速嘅下降嘅。
As is evidenced by the activities in the Chinatowns in Quincy and Malden, a lot of our population has presumably moved over there since that time.
咁喺呢段時間入邊咧，可能大家都意識到咧，好多嘅商業同埋好多嘅活動咧，都從唐街搬到去 Quincy 同埋 Malden 呢兩個城市度。
Our group has dedicated our efforts in hoping to turn this around, or at least decelerate it and give Boston Chinatown a chance.
咁我哋組咧就希望咧可以用呢個機會，可以幫助唐街將佢哋嘅呢個商業環境擰轉翻嚟，或者至少可以令到佢呢個速度咧減慢嘅。
Choose slide 3, please. Next slide. What we're trying to focus in now, right, in order to build up Chinatown is, of course, increase business activity. But more importantly, we need to prevent any further violence and robberies and crime. That's important for any city to survive.
咁大家都知道，我哋依家需要關注到嘅咧，就係我哋希望可以建立一個更加好嘅唐街啦。咁咧，希望可以增加多啲嘅商業嘅活動啦。咁更加重要嘅就係咧，我哋希望防止更加多嘅暴力嘅問題，任何嘅犯罪啊、偷竊啊呢啲咁樣嘅問題喺我哋嘅社區出現。
These are the primary goals of Dragon Buds Incorporated. But in order to effectuate our plans to do such, we need capitalization.
咁呢啲就係我哋主要Dragon Bud 成立嘅一個初衷嚟嘅。咁咧要令到佢係有效嘅，可以幫助到社區咧。咁我哋需要一啲嘅資本。
This was apparently not available as I've been working with outside investors outside of Chinatown, outside of the United States, and they do not visualize or they do not see Boston as a viable business center anymore.
咁呢個亦都係我同好多嘅波士頓以外、唐街以外嘅投資人，包括喺美國以外嘅投資人接觸嘅時候，佢哋覺得咧就係波士頓唔係一個咁好去投資嘅一個商業嘅地帶啦，依家。
As such, our group gathered together to determine what business can we get to in order to gain the capitalization to achieve the goals, the ends to the goals that we want.
咁我哋就喺一齊討論有啲咩商業咧，我哋可以一齊去做，可以令到呢個資本流翻去我哋嘅社區，去達到我哋嘅目標。
I would have wished and loved if opening up another restaurant would have saved us, but I didn't. That obviously is not. It's far from the truth. As such, our group came up with a business. With a business of the cannabis dispensary. This is a rapidly growing market. And when done correctly, if the business is done correctly under the guidelines and the rules and the laws, which are really, really strict, it should be a safe habitat for the community.
咁我哋就係一齊咧去決定咧，要做啲咩生意啦喺唐街。咁一開始我哋都諗過喺度開餐館，但係咧相信都係唔係一個好嘅選擇。咁我哋就係一齊咧去諗下，我哋應該要做乜嘢商業。咁咧我哋發現咗咧呢個大麻呢個行業咧係一個非常快速發展嘅一個市場嚟嘅。咁當然我哋要做得正確啦。喺同埋咧，佢亦都有好多嘅規定同埋指導同埋法律咧係非常嚴格嘅。咁亦都係對於我哋社區嚟講係安全嘅。
As you can see on the slide, our specific primary goals include providing security and safety to China. That is our number one emphasis. We are looking to do this by providing, of course, enhanced security, certainly on our premises and outside the premises.
咁大家可以睇我哋個幻燈片上面睇到咧，就係我哋有一啲比較詳細嘅目標。咁我哋最主要嘅目標咧，就係希望喺唐街可以提供安全同埋咧保安。咁呢個就係我哋好強調嘅地方。咁同時咧，你哋都可以睇到我哋會喺我哋嘅大麻店附近，或者喺社區咧會增強呢個安保嘅。
We also anticipating working with the city of Boston to perhaps provide more police presence in Chinatown, something that we sorely needed in the past.
咁同時我哋都期望咧，我哋可以同波士嘅警察局一齊咧，可以提供更加多嘅警員喺唐街，呢個係我哋最需要嘅。
In bullets 2 and 3, we also want to work with the youth. We want to provide activities, recreational activities, exercise programs, tournaments, scholarships, things that we need to essentially build up a middle class in Boston, Chinatown again.
咁喺第2點、第3點，你都睇到我哋亦都願意同我哋嘅青年一齊去合作，提供更加多嘅青年嘅活動啦，一啲課後嘅娛樂嘅活動啦、運動嘅活動啦、打波啦、獎學金啦等等，呢啲係我哋啲中產，特別喺唐街、Boston嘅居民，佢哋最需要嘅。
We in Dragon Butts firmly believe that in order for a city to survive, there needs to be a core family intact. We certainly do not have that today.
咁我哋Dragon Butts咧，亦都相信咧，如果我哋要繼續嘅去令到我哋嘅社區繼續落去嘅時候咧，我哋需要有一啲家庭住喺我哋嘅社區度。咁依家咧，我哋啲家庭咧係流失緊嘅。
As such, our efforts in the youth area we're trying to do that with those goals.
咁我哋嘅目標咧，就希望可以將我哋嘅青年呢個項目可以建立起身啦。
Can you go to slide 6, please, Chu? The one after the next one, please. On the left side, if you see on the screen, this is how the building looks today at 2529. We renditioned a drawing of what we foresee that building will be once we finished renovating it.
咁喺呢個圖片上邊，你可以睇到就係我哋依家呢棟樓嘅嗰個樣啦。咁隔離咧就係我哋嘅提案，將呢個樓咧重新裝修過之後嗰個樣。
We anticipate putting the dispensary in the first floor. Mind you, this is not going to be a low-class dispensary. We are looking at a not so much exotic, but an upper-class facility to serve a clientele which we believe will be at least middle class, if not above.
咁咧，我哋咧就可以睇到咧，呢個唔係我哋嘅大麻店會就喺1樓，但係我想提醒你哋咧，呢個唔係一個好低端嘅大麻店。當然唔係一個非常即係好貴啦，但係咧，我哋主要嘅客戶咧都係至少中產以上嘅。
Next slide, please. Our concept of the interior will look essentially like this. It'll be pretty upper level. Again, we're addressing a upper level clientele.
咁入邊嘅裝修咧就係喺呢個圖片呢個概念圖咁樣樣嘅，咁你都可以睇到咧，我哋係吸引啲比較高端嘅客戶嘅。
Chu, can you go back 3 slides to the adherence and compliance, please? As I mentioned before, we do understand the concerns. We know this is a topic of a lot of different opinions, and we do understand that there is a fear that a cannabis dispensary will affect the community in a negative manner.
咁我之前都講過咧，我哋都好明白大家嘅擔憂啦，同埋咧，好多人都有唔同嘅意見啊，咁我都希望大家明白咧，我哋都明白大家咧會有啲擔心啦，同埋咧亦都聽到有啲嘅人就會講，大麻店會對社區會有啲負面嘅影響嘅。
But cannabis is legal in Massachusetts. There are strict regulations that each and every cannabis dispensary owner needs to abide by.
但係你哋要知道咧，就係大麻咧係喺麻州係合法嘅，咁佢咧會有一個非常嚴格嘅法律規定啦，就每一個大麻店嘅呢個 owner 啦嚇，呢個老闆都係一定要遵守嘅。
Only adults above 21 will be able to purchase products in a cannabis dispensary.
咁淨係成人21歲以上先可以去購買呢啲大麻嘅產品。
Smoking or taking cannabis products in the public streets are illegal.
咁喺公共嘅場所喺啲大街度吸食大麻咧，都係違法嘅。
Further, we will have security outside the store to ensure that things like that do not happen.
咁同埋我哋亦都會有一啲安保嘅設施咧，會係我哋嘅喺我哋棟樓宇出邊去保證呢啲唔會發生嘅。
All purchases are controlled by a central computer system that controls the entire Massachusetts state.
咁所有嘅購買嘅記錄咧，都係由我哋中央電腦系統控制。咁呢個係由麻州去控制嘅。
The idea here is that there's a maximum amount that anybody can buy. So you cannot go to one store and then go to another store and buy more than that amount. It's all controlled centrally.
咁用呢個電腦系統咧，中央系統去控制嘅目的咧，就去限制嗰啲消費者唔會去購買超過佢嗰個量嘅大麻。咁你唔可以從一個店買完之後去到另外一個店啊，你唔可以再，如果你超咗嗰個量咧，你就唔可以再買噶啦。
As such, any cannabis owner and cannabis dispensary owner who violates these rules are in strict danger of losing their license.
同埋咧，如果任何嘅大麻店嘅老闆咧，違反咗呢啲規定咧，佢就會有機會咧就損失咗佢個 license 嘅，佢個證書嘅。
As such, I would like to submit that as I said earlier, under the correct operation of the business, a negative impact on the neighborhood should be held at a minimum.
咁我啱啱亦都講過咧，喺我哋正確嘅操作下邊咧，我哋嘅商業對於社區嘅負面影響係非常細嘅。
As such, we are also proposing to perform all these goals that we want. We are proposing reimbursing or giving back at least 5% of our net revenues to cover these projects that we would look at to help the community.
咁同埋咧，我哋亦都希望可以為社區做到我哋嗰啲目標啦。咁除此之外咧，我哋會提議咧，將我哋嘅淨收入嘅5%咧去 cover 呢啲我哋想為社區所做嘅工作。
With regards to With regards to the other issues about smoke and whatnot, according to many studies that's been done. One, in fact, coming in from Tufts University in 2019, a lot of the injuries suffered from secondhand smoke is actually from tobacco and nicotine products, not from marijuana.
關於另外一啲問題，關於呢個叫做吸大麻啦，咁Tufts 大學咧亦都喺2019年做咗個研究，佢話大部分嘅二手吸煙受到影響都係從呢啲嘅tobacco 即係嗰啲 nicotine 嘅大麻唔係即係嗰啲香煙嘅產品嗰度嚟嘅，而唔係從大麻嘅產品嚟嘅。
Chu, slide 11, perception, misperception, please. I'm sorry. Okay. Further, alcohol, again, under controlled circumstances, would not hurt society much, but it's the same idea. If you do not control it right, alcohol can be just as injurious to the society rather than the marijuana.
咁同時咧，酒精就係亦都係屬於受到控制嘅一種飲品啦。咁如果我哋控制得唔好嘅時候咧，佢會對呢個社區咧造成好負面嘅影響嚇，同大麻係一樣嘅道理嘅。
As such, while I know the marijuana cannabis business is relatively new, and we still have a lot to learn, but the key aspect here is to keep control and run it according to the strict regulations and not let it get out of hand. We promise we will do that.
咁同時咧，大麻店咧，呢個商業亦都係一個非常新嘅idea 啦。咁我哋都係不斷咁樣去學習同埋去了解嘅。最關鍵嘅地方咧，就係我哋要去控制佢，特別係運作嘅時候。咁啱先我哋都保證過咧，就係我哋會係有一個非常嚴格嘅方式咧，會去運作佢嘅。
So in summary, I know I'm running out of time. So in summary, I would like to propose this dispensary on behalf of Dragon Buds, with the understanding that we're doing this to try to reverse the negative directions that we're seeing in the business, social aspects of Chinatown.
咁總結嚟講咧，我知道我哋時間唔夠啦，就係想話俾大家聽，我哋今次嘅提案咧，就希望我代表呢個公司啦嚇 Dragon Buds 咧，就係希望可以咧改變大家對於呢個大麻嘅負面嘅認識嚇，同埋咧亦都可以睇到佢係一個商業啦，同埋亦都係睇到佢嘅社會嘅價值喺唐街。
As Connor and Chu said earlier, no decisions are being made by virtue of this meeting. I agree with that. I'm here to work with the neighborhood and get your responses and needs and wants. And it's my hope that we can work together as a community to realize the goals that we have in Dragon Buds together.
咁啱先Connor 同埋 Chu 講咧，就係我哋今晚係唔會做任何嘅決定嘅喺呢次會議度。咁希望咧，我哋都係想同社區一齊去合作啦，嚇滿足到你哋嘅需求。咁同時咧，我哋希望可以一齊去合作，達到我哋呢個嘅目標啦，嚇同埋達到呢個 Dragon Buds 嘅目標，我哋一齊嚟合作。
Oh, Christine just mentioned to me one thing, just one more thing, I'm sorry. We also have a phase 2 plan where if you look at the building on 2529, we're looking to rebuild and renovate and turn a few of the floors into middle-class residential units. It's out again, this is consistent with our hope that the middle class and working class people will come back to Boston Chinatown.
仲有一件好重要嘅我想同大家講下咧，就係你可以睇到我哋計劃上邊咧，就係喺我哋嘅大麻店上邊樓上咧，會係呢個中收入嘅中產嘅住屋嚟嘅。咁我哋嘅目標咧，就希望可以將我哋嘅中產咧帶翻嚟啦，特別係啲工人階級嘅家庭咧，可以帶翻我哋嘅唐街嘅。
With that, I'd like to finish my short presentation and open up the floor for questions Q&A. Ju, thank you.
咁呢個就係我簡短嘅呢個介紹啦。咁依家就可以打開俾大家去回答問題、問問題。
Thank you, Attorney Lee, and thank you to the team for that presentation.
好多謝Chulan Lee 同埋多謝我哋嘅團隊。
For the presentation. So before we move on to the question and answer, to the questions and comments period, we do want to acknowledge that we are aware of some concerns related to the notification process. Another meeting will be held by our Office of Labor Services. Those who are interested in attending can also contact our office, and I'll drop my email in the chat, and we will notify residents and stakeholders when that meeting will be held, when a date is set.
咁喺我哋去回答大家問題之前咧，就係想講俾你聽，我哋係會有一個嘅評論嘅時間嘅，大家可以咧將你哋嘅擔憂啊，同埋你哋嘅評論咧上交上嚟嘅。咁同時咧，我哋亦都會去主辦另外一個我哋辦公室會舉辦另外嘅一個會議啦，係由我哋市府去舉辦嘅。咁嗰啲居民如果係想參加嘅話，你可以聯繫我或者聯繫我哋嘅辦公室。咁到時我哋亦都會話俾你聽喺邊度同埋幾時會舉辦呢個會議嘅。
Thank you. And so we will start the question and answer and comment period now. So raise your hand, click the reaction button, and like raise hand. I will call people by the order in which.
好，咁依家咧，我哋就回答問題啦。咁你哋喺個屏幕下邊咧，會睇到有一個reaction 呢個掣，你撳下佢就可以舉手。咁我哋會根據大家舉手次序嚟問俾你哋問問題。
If you have spoken once and then have a question after you speak, I will call on you after everyone that has not spoken yet has had a chance to ask a question.
咁我哋先俾大家一次嘅機會去問問題。如果你有第二個問題咧，等佢哋問晒之後咧，我哋再翻轉頭下。
I will also be monitoring the chat for questions. Ask that you change your name on Zoom to include your place of residence. And I also ask that, if possible, when you raise your hand, before you speak, also state your name and/or affiliation to any groups or address.
咁同時咧，我亦都想話俾你哋聽，如果你喺問問題之前講你嘅名，同埋咧你係邊個機構或者你個地址嚇，咁我亦都會睇住我哋嘅聊天嘅功能入邊啲問題嘅。
You can also send your questions and comments to me, to my email. Again, I will put my email in the chat. I ask that questions and comments be limited to 1 minute. So everyone has a
magic magnet that brings your fish immediately to you. Do you have one to put on like the end of our kayak? Oh yeah, put that one at the end of our kayak and just let it. The LED lights are a magic magnet and bring a fish immediately to you. These lights build a natural food source.
iPhone user talking about their kayak. Please mute yourself.
She should put that at the end of our kayaks.
Recording in progress.
Carrie, can you translate that last?
Yeah. So I'm hearing feedback. 咁我亦都會喺呢個聊天功能入邊擺上去我嘅 email 嘅地址，你哋亦都可以通過 email 嘅方式咧去將你嘅問題發俾我。
Okay, so we'll start with the first hand I see here, Richard Chang.
好，咁我哋先從張校長開始啦。
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Richard Chang. I am the head of school at the Josiah Quincy Upper School, serving 575 grades 6 to 12 students at 152 Arlington Street.
咁大家晚上好，我嘅名咧係 Richard Chan，我係昆士中學嘅校長。咁我咧係服務575個從6到12年班嘅中學嘅學生。我哋個學校咧喺 Arlington 街嘅。
Our new campus will open next year at 900 Washington Street in Chinatown and will project to serve about 850 students in a few years.
咁我哋嘅新校區咧就出年就會開㗎啦，就會喺華盛頓街嘅。咁我哋嘅預估咧就係會有850個學生會入嚟。
Over 90% of my graduates attend college and over 80% attend four-year colleges.
咁有90%嘅畢業生咧會上大學，有80%以上嘅咧係會上到4年制嘅大學。
is on the tail end of it right now.
Our school site council resolved this spring to vigorously oppose Dragon Bud's petition for a marijuana license.
咁我哋個學校嘅家長會咧，從今年嘅春季到依家咧，都係非常嘅積極咁樣去反對Dragon Buds 嘅大麻嘅呢個請願書，去攞佢嗰個證書嘅請願書。
At least 81 of our families have signed the community petition in opposition to Dragon Buds.
咁至少有81個家庭咧，係已經喺我哋嘅社區簽咗呢個反對嘅書嘅。
We do not want to jeopardize the future life and career opportunities of our students who may be derailed by easy access to marijuana.
我哋唔會希望咧，我哋未來嘅學生佢哋嘅職業啊、機會啊，會受到影響，就因為咁容易可以買到大麻。
Marijuana is a known risk factor for young people.
咁大麻亦都係大家知道嘅一個好大嘅風險嚟嘅。
Please respect our Chinatown community by rejecting Dragon Bud's marijuana petition. Thank you.
咁咧，希望你可以尊重我哋唐家嘅意見啦，就係去反對 Dragon Buds 呢個大麻電嘅申請嘅。多謝。
Thank you. Attorney Lee, did you want to have a chance to respond to that?
Sure. I respect Mr. Chang's opinions. Of course, this is obviously a controversial topic.
我亦都尊重張校長嘅意見啦。咁我哋都明白呢個係一個非常有爭議性嘅話題。
The only item I would mention is that he mentioned he does not want easy access to marijuana. As I stated before, this is a highly regulated industry.
咁其中一個我想講嘅咧，就係啱啱校長講嘅呢個係好容易俾人買到嘅。其實我可以講俾你聽咧，就係呢個係一個非常嘅嚴格嘅管控嘅一個行業嚟嘅。
Further, our proposed shop over on Beach Street will be managed executively by residents and owners of Chinatown.
咁仲有咧，我哋提議嘅呢個大麻店喺 Beach 街咧，就會由我哋唐街嘅居民去管理嘅。
As such, we are going to ensure that we are over and above this already strict regulations to prevent unauthorized access to our products. I can assure you of that.
咁我可以保證咧，就係我哋會喺本身已經好嚴格嘅呢個法律規定下邊咧，我哋會令到佢更加嘅嚴格同埋嚴謹啊！咁我可以保證會防止呢啲冇任何授權嘅人去攞到我哋嘅大麻嘅產品。
Thank you very much.
多謝晒。
Before we move on to the next hand, also want to address a question in the chat. James Chan, who are the owners of Dragon Buds?
好，咁我哋去到下個問題之前，先睇下我哋聊天室入邊有一個問題，就係邊個係 Dragon Buds 嘅老闆？
Oh, you're asking me who are the principals?
你係咪問緊我呢個問題咧？
Question states, who are the owners of Dragon Bus? So yes, I would expect.
Okay, so you're asking me, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay, so the president is, his name is Billy Gu. According to the articles, it's Billy Gu. He is the current owner of the Little Q restaurant over in Washington Street. I would be the treasurer. I am an attorney in Massachusetts. I live in Tremont Street. And I've been operating as an attorney in Boston since 1987. Okay. And right now, Paul Eng is the secretary of the company, Paul Eng, ENG. He is currently the owner of the Chinatown Cafe over in Chinatown. And each one of us are also on the board of directors as well.
咁根據我哋嘅記錄咧，就係 Billy Gu 就係呢個Little Q 阿 Q 嗰個餐廳就係喺華盛頓街嘅 owner， 就係我哋呢間公司嘅主席。咁我咧就係呢間公司嘅財長。咁我係麻州嘅律師，我亦都住喺川灣街。咁我從1987年咧就開始喺波士頓咧就培訓同埋咧去運作我嘅法律嘅工作啦。咁同時咧阿 Paul Eng 就係我哋嘅秘書喺個公司上邊，咁佢咧就係呢個華埠餐廳嘅 owner 嚟嘅。
Thank you. So we'll move on to the next hand. Debbie Ho from Chinatown Main Streets.
好，下一個係 Debbie Ho， 唐街 Man 街嘅。
Debbie.
Hi, Debbie Ho, Chinatown Main Street. If this is directed to Tang, why would you say, and I really take this in offense, that you said that without Dragon Buds coming to Chinatown, that the whole Chinatown community is a dead area and not viable? I think that really, really offensive. You did say that.
No, I did not.
Okay, I and others heard that without Chinatown is crime-ridden. It's not viable. It's dead. Businesses are not leaving Chinatown in droves. I don't think so.
I'm sorry, that's not what I said. Okay, I said I talked to investors and tried to get investment into Chinatown, and the outside investor said that. I disagree with that, Debbie. I'm with you on that. But
that's not the impression that I've gotten from you.
I'm sorry that you misunderstood that, but I'm saying it right now on the record. I did not say that. I intended that to say that the investors that I was trying to get to investors said that. And I take offense to that as well, Debbie. I'm on your side over there.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Before you guys continue, can we get translation, please?
Oh, I'm
Thank
sorry.
you. Thank you. 咁大家好，我叫Debbie Ho 啦，我係唐街主街嘅。咁咧我就有個問題直接去到Charlie 嗰度，就係個意思就係話你啱啱講嘅嘢咧，令到我感覺到咧好唔舒服啦，就係話你啱先講 Dragon Bug 去到唐街係因為唐街嘅生意咧呢度冇生意啦，同埋咧犯罪率又好高啦，同埋我哋啲生意咧亦都係非常糟糕啦，咁啱啱Charlie 嘅意思就話我從來都冇咁樣講過嚇，係我同我哋啲投資人講嘅時候，喺出邊嘅投資人咁樣講，我都同意你嘅觀點，我都唔同意佢哋嘅觀點嚇，咁亦都係唔好意思，我令到你誤解咗我嘅意思嚇，咁樣即係總結起身就係呢個意思嚇。
I will follow up, Debbie, that I do not like what's happening. I will admit that. I remember the flourishing and vibrant Chinatown from before, and I'm just trying to help us get to the next rung and be more of a vibrant neighborhood. That's all I was trying to say, Debbie. So I apologize for your misunderstanding.
咁我就想跟進一下，就同你講就係我都希望咧唐人街可以翻去以前咁樣咁興盛嘅時刻啦。咁同時咧，我亦都係好抱歉你誤解咗我嘅啱先所講嘅嘢。
Next we have Chinese Progressive Association.
咁下一個係環前進會。
So I'm here with a bunch of residents and we have 3 that would like to speak. Would it be okay for them all to go one after the other?
Absolutely. We have them again 1-minute testimonies, and could you have them state their name and address or affiliation with organizations?
呢度有3個居民嚇，咁俾佢哋一個講，每個人係1分鐘嘅時間。
我姓盧嘅，因為我唔識英文，我喺 Beach 街15號嗰度咧就住咗40年，就從來都未聽過話有人賣大麻嘅，所以我就同埋我區嗰啲住戶咧，全部都反對，唔好開大麻店喺我哋嗰度。
好，Hi everybody, my last name is Lu. I don't speak English. I live in 15 Beach Street. I've been living there for 40 years. I have never heard about marijuana dispensary, and all the residents are with me, are against the opening of marijuana dispensary in that location.
因為我哋嗰度同你話申請開大麻店嗰度咧，就唔夠100步。我哋呢度啲治安咧就唔係話咁差嘅啫，希望你哋體察下啦。
Okay, so please consider our petition. The location that I'm living, it's less than 100 steps from the dispensary proposed location. And it's a pretty safe area.
Thank you.
我咧中文名字叫做邝延傑，我係呢個住響大雄村嘅，係紅人街嘅，都可以講就係攞居民嘅嚟嘅。日常呢個活動咧就係響台山聯誼會，台山聯誼會咧向呢個碧枝街25號到29號咧，應該好似差唔多係我哋嘅家門口咁，所以咧。呢幾個月來咧，台山聯誼會個成員多啲係老人家，一種好恐懼嘅心理。聽講話喺呢度開大麻店咁，我哋嗰班老人去邊度啊？而家咧，我哋嗰班台山聯誼會嗰班人啲成員咧，每一天響活動，而且嗰度仲有一個叫做黃幹線業務室，咁啊好多唔單係台山嘅，好多過路嘅人都去嗰度睇下報紙啊。去嗰度傾下偈啊、閒談啦咁，所以我覺得喺呢度開嘅大麻店咧，完全選擇咗地方。咁啊，點解咧？我哋覺得咧，可能佢哋對唐人街未有個正式嘅正確認識。嗰前段唐人街好晒嘅嘛，碧枝街咧就係呢個商業最繁榮嘅地方。由我哋台
等。俾佢解釋。
邝生俾我譯咗先，好唔好啊？好。Okay, all right. He's speaking Toisanese. I'll try my best. So my name is Huang Jie, and I live in Chinatown Village. I'm a long-term resident. So the location of the marijuana dispensary that the group proposed, it's basically the doorsteps away from our Toisan Family Association. We always hang out there. We have we sometimes we chat and have conversation there. So all of the members from that family association are strongly opposed this idea. We have a very vibrant community here, and we do not like the idea of having this dispensary next to our doorstep, and then a lot of people are expressing fear. 繼續啊。
thường咧呢個北之街呢個位置咧，就比如講長嗰個華盛頓街到標誌隻係我哋紅人街嗰個叫做標誌性嘅嗰個好啲嘅地方。唔過你少得有幾多餐館，有幾多餅鋪，有幾多商業，咁所以就紅人街最繁華嘅地方就應該講係北之街。仲有一個咧，北之街咧，又係咧外地嘅遊客，香港紅人街入邊一個走廊，大家咧喺度經過。如果你冇經常嚟蟹，可以打開個綠井紅人街綠井嘅蟹啊，特別週末嘅時間，嗰啲人係咧來來往往嘅，咁所以覺得喺嗰個地方咧，開嘅大麻藥房咧係完全選咗地方。
係一分鐘過咗啊！
第二個。
一分，
等我譯咗先好嘛？
好。
Okay. I would like the group to reconsider the location of the marijuana dispenser store. So Beach Street is one of the vital gateway of the community. There's so many restaurants located there, pastry, in Washington Street as well. If you come on a weekend, there's so many tourists that will go to this location, go through Chinatown, through Beach Street.
咁咧，紅人街嗰度咧，唔單係商業集中，而且居民住宅就比較集中。剛才咧嗰位仁兄咧講過啦。就係單佢嗰棟樓咧，住嘅人多，繁華地方點解要喺嗰度開個大麻店？第二個，我嗰個
邊個食得？
波士頓唐人街咧，
係咪等？你過咗1分鐘啦。
鄺生，你已經講超過1分鐘啦，我哋俾第二個人講好唔好啊？Okay. All right. So let me just quickly translate.
我發言講未完，話時間唔夠，我哋咧就係堅決反對喺呢個唐人街開呢個大麻店。呢個可能係我哋嘅居民共同心聲，請你啲官員認真考慮。
Okay. So to sum up, the residents are strongly opposed the application of opening the dispensary at Beach Street. So the staff from the city, please consider our petition.
Thank you. Next.
我係紅人街嘅住客嚟嘅，我一落幾係住喺紅人街，我哋係叫麻冰平。紅人街係我們紅人啲移民過嚟嘅係貴住，如果你去個嗌埋咁落去，非常之居民非常之不利嘅，因為我哋紅人嚟講，來除係污染嚟更停係好辛苦嘅。我哋開落嘅影響我整個紅人街我華埠嘅範圍，因為我華埠係美國係麻照呢個污嘅過期學府我嘅馬生，好累要都係嚟經過紅人街咧經過去學府。我個要個黑 M 我要個嗌埋 M 我講，哦紅人街你要嗌埋埋，呢件你要黑來我改學掂，我都要嗌埋吃咯，但邊度要停停去學事，但所以我話翻個紅人100%唔會行遠咗，紅人街可以嗌埋人，也嗌呢個影響紅人以後嘅生活，後以外嘅生活。
等我俾佢。可唔可以俾佢解咗先？
等我譯咗先好嘛？咁我係唐街，so I'm Chinatown resident. I'm trying to trying to translate because he speaks Toisanese. So a lot of immigrants, the first stop they come to Boston is Chinatown. So the families, all the immigrants really concerned about Chinatown, the community, the future of the community. When they heard, when people hear about the marijuana dispensary going to open in Chinatown, we're worried that's going to scare the tourists away. So we want better future for Chinatown residents and family.
繼續。
我行業界咧，現100%，我你界嘅鞋請我去買咁嘅我囤鞋啲鞋出，去師傅去馬生抗議鞋出要下。
Okay, I'm 100% oppose the application. I will march to the state and city to protest this application.
我跟佢翻去，你喺行業街去嗌買啊。
I strongly oppose the dispensary in Chinatown.
Thank you. I believe that is all. We will move on to the next hand.
好，下一個。
Maggie Chen. Maggie.
係，hello，大家好，我係唐人街66號Hudson嘅居民。
Hi everybody, I'm Maggie Chen. I live at 66 Hudson Street in Chinatown.
首先我要將嗰個 chat 嗰度有人提出嚟啦。今日呢個會議咧係即係喺附近300尺嘅居民咧係冇一個收到有嗰個通知嘅。呢一個係完全係對唐人街居民嘅唔尊重嚟嘅。
First, I want to mention that somebody put it on the chat that the none of the residents that are living within 300 feet from the proposed project received notification. That's not fair for the residents.
第二個咧就係當然我都係非常之反對呢一個大麻店喺呢度興建嘅。頭先李生所講嘅即係呢間店所為唐人街帶來嘅好處咧，我係冇辦法去接受。但係咧佢帶嚟嘅負面影響咧，我哋係顯而易見嘅，而且係整一個社區咧，依家都係非常之恐慌，即係對於呢一個決定，所以我哋係堅決反對嘅。
So what Attorney Lee was saying about the benefits to the community, I have a hard time understanding and seeing that. However, I see a lot of fear and the negative impact directly from this proposal.
So I
你
will.
哋所講嘅會吸引中產人士再搬翻嚟，即係好似我哋呢啲家庭咁樣。但係我想講俾你知嘅係，我作為一個一家4口嘅家庭咧，我依家即係好恐懼，即係如果呢個店真係開喺呢度咧，我第一件事考慮嘅可能係會想搬嚟唐人街，唔係翻嚟唐人街住。
You mentioned that the benefits to the middle class families. I also find that hard to believe. I'm a family of 4, and I feel terrified about that idea of opening a dispensary in Chinatown. The first thing, if that the decision is made to approve the dispensary, as soon as I hear that, I will move out of Chinatown.
同埋你所講嘅為社區帶來嗰啲安全咧，你能夠管得晒整一個唐人街地區嗎？即係你嗰啲所謂嘅保安，佢可以保證到你能夠即係喺整一個唐人街入邊都冇人喺公共嘅地方吸食大麻嗎？呢一樣嘢連波士頓警察都冇辦法可以
保證得到，因為我哋依家係隨街都睇到有人喺度吸食大麻。呢一個店喺呢度開完之後，更加不可想像。
And you also mentioned about the safety benefits in Chinatown. I also find that hard to believe. And how can you police with your security guard to prevent people smoking marijuana? Even the Boston police cannot, do that. And I always smell people smoke marijuana in our community. They're everywhere.
Okay.
唐人街社區係永遠都唔會歡迎大麻店嘅。Chulan 啊，其實翻譯嘅時間係唔應該計喺一分鐘之內嘅，唔該。
你講咗多過1分鐘，唔計翻譯。So I would like to first address.
Sorry. I still have one more sentence that did not interpret. The Chinatown forever not welcoming the marijuana store. Okay.
唐街居民唔歡迎大麻店。
So I would like to first address the first part of that question. We are aware of concerns relating to the notification process, and in order to address those concerns, we will be scheduling a second meeting for this proposal. And the date is not set. We will notify the community that date is set.
May I interject one thing, please?
Can I just interpret that really quickly?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, sorry about that. So 我想同大家再提一提咧，就係我哋明白你哋嘅擔憂啦，同埋關於呢個大麻店嘅問題，咁要去處理你哋嘅所有嘅問題咧，我哋會再有第2場嘅呢個公眾會議。咁呢個公眾會議嘅時間同埋地點未定，到時我哋會再通知。
Okay. Chulan, may I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so with regards to that one, I want to add one more thing. There is no disrespect for the Chinatown neighborhood. There was notice that was done in accordance, word for word, line by line, as given to us from the ONS. The flyering occurred on the 18th and the 19th. We have photographic evidence of that as well as timestamps, okay? The certified mails that's going out to the list that was given to us from ONS, that went out. There was approximately 150, 180 sendings by certified mail. So if Ms. Chen, if you feel that we've disrespected you, I apologize in advance for that, but we did do all the notification as was directed.
咁張呢咧就講咧，佢話關於你話唔尊重社區就冇通知到啲居民咧，我要澄清一下，就係根據 ONS 嘅要求咧，我哋咧亦都將我哋嘅通知咧係發咗出去嘅，咁咧就係18號、19號嘅，咁我哋亦都有呢個郵戳嘅證明啦，我哋亦都有影相嘅證據啦，上面係有時間同埋日期嘅。咁同時咧，我哋亦都發咗差唔多150到180封呢個嘅certify 嘅呢個郵件出去。所以如果陳女士啱啱你覺得我係冇尊重你，冇收到呢個通知咧，我哋真係唔好意思啦。
Okay, we'll be moving on to the next question. Have iPhone here.
Thank you guys all for joining.
We cannot hear you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I'm a resident in the Boston area. I've been working at 660 Washington Street at Q Restaurant for over a decade now. I've seen a lot that a dispensary has done to other communities and how much it has helped. And I know it's tough to oppose something that we don't have a lot of information on, but if we get educated on how and why it can help the community, I think more people would have an open mind to it and welcome it into the area.
Terry, can you translate that?
好，大家好，我咧亦都係 Boston 嘅居民嚟嘅，我係喺呢個Q 餐館咧工作啦，就喺華盛頓街6，應該係668啊嗰個嗰個地址我都聽到咧好多呢個社區對於呢個大麻店嘅擔憂，但係咧我係支持嘅，因為佢其實咧，因為好多時咧，我哋對呢啲信息咧係未了解，所以咧好難咧就去反對佢。所以當我哋了解多啲呢方面嘅信息嘅時候，對於社區嘅幫助嘅話咧，咁咧希望咧大家咧會有一個更加開放式嘅態度，同埋去歡迎佢。
And can you identify yourself, your name, and your address, please?
Yeah, my name's Chanthra, right? I live at 100 Stockton in Chelsea. I've worked at Q Restaurant for over a decade.
咁我個名叫做 Chanthra，我係住喺100號Stoughton 喺 Chelsea 嘅，我喺 Q 餐館咧係做咗超過12年㗎啦，超過10年㗎啦。
Thank you. Moving on to the next question. Lydia Lowe.
下一個係 Lydia。
One sec, Lydia. You can unmute. Lydia. Lydia, you're still muted. Lydia, you're muted.
Okay, can you hear me now?
We can hear you.
Okay. Sorry about that. My name is Lydia Lowe. I'm here on behalf of the Chinatown Community Land Trust. We're a resident-led organization. I'm also part of the Chinatown Master Plan Committee that does planning in Chinatown. So I'm here to oppose this dispensary in the proposed location for 5 reasons. One, it's the
Can I
we
translate that,
support.
Lydia?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
It's okay. 大家好，我個名叫做羅里德啦，咁我咧就係代表唐人街嘅呢個土地信託嘅機構嘅，咁我哋呢個土地信託咧就係由居民去領導嘅一個機構嚟嘅，咁我同時亦都係呢個唐人街嘅總體規劃委員會嘅成員嚟嘅，去做呢個唐人街嘅總體嘅規劃。咁我今日喺度咧就係反對我哋嘅呢個大麻店嘅開放啦，下邊有5個原因。
So the first and most important reason is the overwhelming sentiment of Chinatown residents. Literally hundreds and hundreds of residents have written, signed petitions, spoken up, and said that they do not want this dispensary here. It's a community that already has a lot of traffic, overcrowding, parking issues, garbage issues, and it is just not a priority use for this community.
咁最重要一個咧，又第一個原因咧，就係我哋大部分嘅唐人街居民咧，都係反對呢個大麻店嘅，咁佢哋亦都簽咗名聯名信，寫咗亦都講咗發生咗，佢哋都係唔想有呢個大麻店喺唐人街嘅，咁佢哋亦都係覺得咧，唐人街亦都有好多嘅問題，關於交通好多擁堵嘅問題啦、停車嘅問題啦、垃圾嘅問題啦，所以呢個亦都唔係我哋社區嘅優先嚟嘅。
The second reason is its proximity to an educational institution, tutoring and providing services to K through 12 students.
咁第二個原因咧，就係佢哋呢個位置對於呢啲學校啦，從幼稚園到12年級嘅學生嗰啲機構中學、小學係好近嘅。
The third reason is that we understand there is a buffer zone conflict with the establishment Stone's Throw at 727 Atlantic Avenue.
咁同時咧，另外一個原因咧就係佢呢中間嘅呢個緩衝嘅地帶啦，亦都同呢個727號Atlantic Avenue 嗰度咧係有衝突嘅。
The fourth reason is that Chinatown has a history of facing inequity when it comes to zoning. For 150 years, our community was not recognized as a residential neighborhood.
咁第四個原因咧，就係唐街咧喺歷史上邊咧，我哋嘅分區法咧，就係對唐街咧係非常不公平嘅。喺過去嘅150幾年咧，都唔將我哋嘅社區咧認為係一個居民區。
That was one of the reasons that allowed the city to make Chinatown the only adult entertainment district, and the community suffered decades of collateral impacts from that.
咁喺歷史上邊咧，你哋都知道唐街因為呢啲原因咧，就市府咧就印佢成為咗呢個成人嘅紅燈區。好多個居民咧就因為呢個原因咧就受到幾十年嘅呢個影響嘅。
And so because most of Chinatown, where many residents live throughout Chinatown, but is not recognized as residential, people in Chinatown do not want Chinatown to become this new center for cannabis dispensaries. As you know, it seems this is like the 5th proposal.
咁咧就因為咁樣咧，所以好多居民佢住喺唐街咧，都係冇俾睇到係一個居民區嘅，所以咧同時咧我哋亦都唔想咧唐街咧就變成咗呢個大麻店嘅中心嚇，呢個好似係第5個提案啦係。
And my last point is that, you know, I appreciate what Mr. Lee said about the goals, that, you know, the co-owners have goals of serving the community. I would just say that those goals, we share those goals of economic development, security, serving youth, improving the stability and housing in the community. Many of us in Chinatown organizations are working for those goals. We just don't think it's necessary to open a cannabis dispensary in order to work towards those goals.
最尾嘅一點咧，就係同大家講，我都好多謝Lee 先生啱先講嘅嗰啲目標啦，就包括唐街嘅居民去擁有呢個呢啲商業啦，同埋咧就係對於呢個經濟發展嘅目標啦，安全同埋服務我哋嘅青年啦，增加我哋嘅房屋啦喺我哋嘅社區度，呢都係我哋社區認同嘅一啲目標，但係我哋唔覺得係應該要通過大麻店先去實現呢個目標嘅。
Thank you.
多謝。
Moving on to the next question. Or comment BL.
下一個 BL。
Hello?
There you go.
Okay, now it works. Sorry about that. I clicked it a million times. It still didn't go unclicked.
Before you get started, could you state your name and place of residence, please?
Sure. My name is Brian Lee. I am actually speaking on behalf of a bunch of people tonight. They just couldn't come here tonight because they're in the middle of working and whatnot. So they asked me to basically speak on their behalf. So I'm just kind of collectively, if you will, speaking on their behalf. And the main reason I'm just here today is just
sorry
about that. Go ahead, Eric.
Okay, thank you. 大家好，我名叫做 Brian Lee 啦，咁我咧就代表好多嘅人今日同大家發言，佢哋好多今日冇辦法嚟參加，就因為佢哋做工或者係其他原因啦。咁我依家咧就係喺度咧，就係幫佢哋去表達佢哋嘅意見。
What is your address for the record, please?
Sure, it's on Tremont Street in Boston.
我住喺村灣街。
And as for the group that you say that you are representing,
It's not an official group. It's a bunch of people who reside in Chinatown, reside outside of Chinatown, people who work in Chinatown, visit Chinatown. So it's a wide group of people. And again, I'm just here to speak on their behalf, primarily just to express support for the proposed business.
Okay, and what is the number on your address?
I'm sorry, say again?
What number?
165.
165.
好，咁你係代表邊個組咧？咁我係代表，我唔係代表一個正式嘅組，但係代表好多嘅唐街嘅居民啦，住喺唐街入邊、出邊，同埋喺唐街工作嘅或者嚟唐街參觀嘅人，咁係非常多元嘅一 group 人啦。咁呢度我就睇到咧，就係想支持呢個嘅提案啦。咁我住嘅地址係165號春灣街。
Okay. So basically, I'm just here. I'm sorry.
You can get started.
I can go. Okay. I'll keep it within a 1 minute because I know a lot of people have also exceeded a minute. But just basically to keep it short, the people that I'm speaking on behalf of asked me just to express support for this business. With no disrespect to the Chinatown community and everything, because I believe everybody has the right to voice their opinion. Equally so, people from outside, let's just say from Chinatown, have an interest in visiting Chinatown for the diversity. And at times it would be nice to see something other than a restaurant, perhaps. And diversity and modernization is something that has done well in other neighborhoods. And again, with no disrespect to the Chinatown community at all, it is something that would help to diversify. It also has done well in multiple other communities. I myself am not aware of many issues cited by people who abut and other business that abut such businesses. But again, I represent my own opinion in that respect. And also I'm just expressing objectively, these are what I have been told to express today on their behalf.
Okay. 咁我就好快嘅同大家講下咧，就係我代表佢哋呢 group 人咧，就係去支持呢個大麻店嘅開放啦。咁咧唐街咧就希望係會即係我哋都明白唐街其他居民嘅聲音，我哋都亦都希望咧可以尊重喺唐街以外嘅大家嘅聲音啦。咁同時咧我亦都想大家知道就係我哋唐街希望有啲多元化嘅生意啦，唔係就係俾一講完唐街個個都覺得唐街係淨係餐館。咁大麻店喺其他嘅社區亦都有開放。我亦都係發現咧都冇發現咗好似大家想講出嚟嘅嗰啲擔憂。咁希望咧大家可以考慮咧可以多元化唐街嘅一啲生意啦。咁同埋咧就係我哋希望大家可以好客觀嘅去睇下呢個嘅申請嚇。咁呢個亦都係我嘅意見嚇，亦都係希望咧我哋可以尊重每一個人嘅嘅意見同埋建議。
Thank you.
And I'm just to finish, I'm just going to cut myself short because I want to be respectful to all the other people to speak on this as well. So thank you for allowing me to speak.
咁就我好簡短嘅去表達咗我意見啦。咁就我哋都想尊重每一個人多謝你俾我去發言。
Move on to the next person, Terry, Alan Chen. Alan Chen, so.
Alan Chen 下一個。
Alan, you need to unmute.
Okay, thank you. Yes, my name is Alan Chen, and I'm representing CEDC, the abutter of the building. In your diagram, you actually showed our residential entrance. It has a green canopy over it on your diagram in your photograph. I sent a letter to Chulan earlier today, 33 letters actually from our tenants. 100% of them are in opposition to this project, including ones who have young children. In addition, on the call tonight, we have representative of the school that is next, is also in our building at 65 Harrison Avenue. It runs 12 months a year, and it does tutoring and education for children. It's a very active facility. You mentioned the.
Sorry, can I
Sorry, yes.
just
Sorry,
translate
Terry,
that?
go ahead.
OK，咁大家好，我名叫做 Alan Chen，咁我咧係代表 CEDC 嘅，就係喺呢個樓宇嘅鄰居，就喺嗰個申請嘅鄰居嚟嘅。咁就喺你嘅圖片上邊啦，啱先你 show 出嚟俾我哋睇到，就係中間有一個居民嘅呢個入口啦。咁有一個嗰上邊咧，亦都係有個綠色喺上邊遮棚嘅地方啦嚇。咁我哋今日咧亦都 send 咗33封信係從我哋嘅租客嗰度寫出嚟嘅嚇，我哋已經俾咗 Chulan 啦嚇，100%嘅居民咧都係反對呢個項目嘅。咁同時咧有好多咧佢哋係有年輕嘅小朋友啦。咁除呢之外咧，我哋咧亦都有喺呢個附近咧，就喺65號 Harrison 街嗰度咧係有呢啲補習班啦。咁呢啲係補習啲小朋友嘅補習班，佢哋12個月都會運作，都有小朋友出入嘅。
Thank you. In addition, I think the premise that you make about the business being not good in Chinatown, you addressed it already, but the business is good in Chinatown. Diversity, the previous gentleman mentioned just restaurants. Our building is full of not just restaurants, including a bank on the first floor, real estate companies, doctors' offices, travel agencies, driving schools, not just restaurants. And business is good. Nobody went out of business in our building during COVID because the concerned landlord, we're careful not to allow our businesses to be damaged. We help them as much as we can. I also understand in real estate.
Sorry, can I translate that? Okay. 咁咧喺除此之外咧，就係喺我哋呢度咧，我哋啱先嗰個先生所講嘅，就係話唐街全部都係餐館，其實唔係咁嘅。我哋呢棟樓入邊咧就有好多唔同嘅商業嘅，有1樓咧就係銀行啦，上邊亦都有地產公司，有醫生嘅辦公室，有旅遊公司，或者係呢啲揸車嘅駕駛學校啦，等等，即係我哋所有嘅呢啲商業咧喺疫情期間咧都係繼續嘅係運營中嘅嚇，冇一個關閉㗎。所以你啱先講嘅話，唐街嘅呢個生意受到影響咧係唔啱嘅。
Thank you. Alan, you close in on that.
So you also mentioned your residential use of the building would be reasonable residential. You don't mention the Metro list or how it would actually be reasonable. Again, we do rentals all over and have developed a lot of properties in Chinatown. We do have reasonable rents. I understand that you're going to follow the law. That's a good thing. You mentioned, that you're going to have security and so forth. I don't see how you're going to improve Beach Street to make the traffic less. If the people are going to, I don't know where they're going to park. I assume maybe you'll have them in the garage across the street. If that's the case, there's no sidewalk, there's no crosswalk right there. So there'd be a lot of jaywalking. We already have a huge amount of traffic problem right there between Knapp Street and Harrison Ave on that section of Beach Street. It's extremely congested in there. And I understand in real estate that the best and highest use is the goal of any property. Best and highest use. You're a lawyer, you understand that, of course. And that's what people want to do, best and highest use. The best use of that property would be to put a skyscraper there. You could maximize the square footage, but that won't be allowed because the best use of the property is what is best for the community. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll just summarize that very quickly. So 啱先你講嘅嗰啲咧，就係關於住宅啦等等。我哋咧亦都會做好多嘅工作，包括開發一啲開發一啲好負擔嘅房屋啊，一啲商業啊，仲或者係提供一啲比較低嘅租金啦嚇咁樣。咁呢啲你講嘅都係好事嚟嘅。同埋咧，你哋亦都講過咧，你要去改進呢個Beach 街啦。我唔知道你點樣去改進啦，因為咧你會帶嚟好多嘅停車嘅問題啦。因為Beach 街本身咧就已經係好塞㗎啦。咁同時咧，你亦都講到咧，就係呢個 點講？呢個本身咧beach 街就已經係好塞㗎啦。咁同時咧你做律師你係知道嘅，就係你做房地產咧，就希望咧喺呢個樓宇咧係可以賺最多嘅錢嚇，利益最大化。咁最大化嘅利益就係喺度起高樓，但係你知道社區一定係反對嘅，所以你先喺度考慮咧，就係希望咧將呢個每一尺嘅地咧係最大嘅利益化嘅嚇。
May I respond?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, Alan. Thank you for your advice. I'm very happy that your building has survived and done well. Kudos to you. It just shows superior management there. With regards to the sketch, I believe there might have been a misunderstanding. The green on the right side, the green sketch, the sketch of that green canopy, that wasn't intended to be our building. Our building starts where there's a little door, you see to the right.
Yeah, I know, that's our residential entrance, the canopy.
Yeah, so I mean, I get it. I understand. It's a
So you guys
concept.
are saying that
We can rip it out.
a chance to translate, please?
Oh, sure. I'm sorry.
好，咁多謝Alan 你啱先提出嘅意見啦。咁我亦都好開心聽到你嘅所有嘅租客咧，都係喺疫情期間咧都冇關閉啦。你哋管理得好好嚇。咁先你講到呢個綠色嘅呢個棚嚇，呢個位置啱先佢哋有少少爭議咧，就係話呢個棚咧喺邊度？其實係喺呢個居民入口嗰個地方嘅。
So what we can do, Alan, is that we will certainly in the future eradicate that site so there won't be any misunderstanding.
咁我哋會做嘅咧就係未來咧，我哋會改進佢嘅大細啦，咁咧就唔會有誤會啦。
And I agree with you. The most effective use, I've gone through business school as well, is the maximum, like what you suggest. But you hit the nail right on the head. That would not be permissible. We're not the answer to all the problems in Boston. You mentioned parking. You talk about effective use of space or lack of. We can't answer. All I'm trying to do is to point us into the right direction and hope in the future everybody follows suit as a community. So please do not misunderstand me. I'm not trying to add to the problem.
But sir, one question, how if
Hold on before you ask that question.
咁咧就我同大家再翻譯一下嚇。咁咧就係你啱先講到一點咧，我都同意嘅，就係做生意啦。我哋喺呢個商學院都有學過嘅呢個利益嘅用最大化嘅問題啦。咁咧我哋唔係回答所有問題嘅解決辦法啦。咁我亦都唔需要加上去更加多嘅問題喺我哋以後嘅呢啲問題上邊。啱先你講到關於交通嘅問題、停車嘅問題啦嚇。咁我哋希望咧就係我哋可以有一個方向俾我哋嘅社區，同埋希望咁樣咧就係未來我哋嘅社區咧個發展咧可以繼續朝住我哋想要嘅方向發展。咁希望你唔好誤解我嘅意思。
Alan, this is your last question, and we'll have to move on.
So the question was regarding the traffic. Do you expect to reduce the traffic by putting a shop in? Everybody would be foot traffic only? There'd be no drive-up traffic?
No. Oh, sorry. Let the translator.
Yeah. Thank you. 咁問題咧就係關於呢個交通嘅問題，係咪所有交通問題咧？所有交通咧都係行人咧會唔會有呢個停車嘅交通嘅問題咧？
No. Again, Alan, like I said, it's part of a city. You're going to have traffic problems. What we're trying to do is not to add to the problems. Okay, so we will have programs in place in the business where we encourage, for example, advanced ordering. So the time to come in will be minimized. We advise people to take public transportation, and we also will hopefully work out deals with parking areas around the area, whereby instead of double parking or going there, just go park in the parking lot. So we're trying. Alan. I'm not saying it's an answer to all. But the only thing I can say is that in an urban city environment, that's an inherent problem that, we're just trying to get it, not add to it and go to the right direction.
Thank you. Let's move on to the next question. Oh, Terry, can you answer that?
Yeah. 咁當然我哋會有交通嘅問題啦。咁我哋喺未來嘅時候都會俾大家預先去訂呢個產品。 咁咧嚟嘅時候就 pick up 就得㗎啦。咁我哋希望咧可以減少佢停留嘅時間。咁同時咧，我哋都鼓勵大家咧用公共嘅交通嘅方式啦，會去到我哋嘅大麻店啦。當然咧，我哋都唔鼓勵大家咧會 double 停車咁樣嘅問題。但係當然咧，我哋住喺城市一定會出現咁樣嘅問題嘅。我哋希望唔好喺上邊咧去增加更加多嘅困難。
Okay. Moving on to the next question. Phone number 808-428-6324.
下一個係個電話數字嘅808-428-6324。
Okay, in the interest of time, we'll move on to the next question. If they are unable to unmute. Nancy Lowe.
係下一個 Nancy Lowe。
Hello.
Oh, hold on, Nancy. 808.
Yes.
You.
428-6324.
I'm sorry.
This is Carmen. The phone number 808-428-6324.
Thank you. Can you state your name and address for the record, please?
Yes, this is Carmen. I also used to live in Boston areas on Columbus Ave. And now that I actually moved out to Quincy, reason being is because first is the economy, second, I actually is supporting of the marijuana dispensary. Should I stop or should I just keep continue?
Yes. 1 second, Carmen. Can you state your first and last name and your place of address, please?
Carmen Lee, and then it's 430 Columbus Ave, Boston.
咁大家好，我名叫 Carmen Lee， 我係住喺Columbus Ave 嘅。咁我咧就一搬到去昆士嘅，咁其中當然係經濟嘅原因啦。咁其實我依家喺度咧就係支持呢個大麻店嘅。
Yes, the reason being is because I think it will actually bring more foot traffic, especially during COVID time. And before that, I used to be studying my master's in Boston too. And I actually witnessed back in the years that it has been very busy streets, business very good. And then now that I actually witnessed not a lot of foot traffic. Yes, there's traffic because it's a city areas, but I would think that the marijuana would actually bring more business towards that. And in fact, the funniest thing is now that I live in Quincy, I am right next to a marijuana dispensary, and that is 5 steps away from my home. And initially, I thought it was a bad idea, but now I've been living here for 3 years. I could have the right to say that it's actually pretty safe for an Asian girl like me, a minority, that lives right next to it, and I don't see a lot of disruption. Speaking to kids, we have kids in our units too, and they feel safe. They actually walk out to, the parking lots and they play. So I don't see a concern with safety wise.
好，咁就係原因咧，就係當然啦，就係唐街咧，以前咧會有更加多嘅人流啦。咁依家咧，當然話唔係話少，因為係城市，但係咧就冇以前咁忙咁繁忙啦。好多生意咧都比以前咧要冇咁好啦嚇。咁同時咧，我哋都
Sorry, I think we lost you. Sorry. Terry? One second. Terry, can you hear us? Melissa, is there any chance you could step in and help translate for?
Oh, me? Oh, no.
1 second.
Hello?
Let me,
I can
All
get in Chinese.
give
so
give me a second. Let me unmute Melissa first.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, is Terry back?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Sorry.
Terry, do you remember what you were saying?
I don't know, my internet just dropped by itself.
So pretty much I wanted to bring out that I used to live in Boston and now moved to Quincy, and I wanted to witness that I now in Quincy, I literally live 5 steps right next to a marijuana dispensary. In the initial start of the opening up your business, I had concerns too, but since living here for 3 years, and we have also kids in the unit, that they would go out to our parking lot, which is a shared parking lot with the marijuana dispensary. They felt safe. So I think safety reasons, it's not as it is a concern, but because I live right next to it, I witnessed that it's not as dangerous as we think it is on TV. Also,
Thank you.
You know, we wanted to also
Terry, could you
bring
translate that? You're over a minute.
OK，咁我依家搬到去昆士咧，就想同大家講下我自己嘅感受啦。就係我依家住喺昆士咧，就基本上就係離大麻店5步路個距離啦。一開始我都有啲擔心嘅，但係住喺度3年幾啦，我都覺得我哋都有小朋友住喺棟樓度，好多小朋友都會出去玩，其實好安全嘅。我覺得亦都係非常安全嘅。所以一開始有擔憂，但係依家咧，我覺得係冇乜嘢需要擔憂噶啦。
Thank you. Moving on to the next question, Nancy Lowe.
Hi, my name is Nancy Lowe. I grew up in Chinatown. I currently work in the community, and I've been asked by Mr. David Huang to also speak on his behalf. Mr. David Huang is the owner of KW Realty and China Gate Housing. He owns the next block over. He's a direct abutter. He has 15 residential apartments. He has about 25 businesses. He also has the only market left in Chinatown, and his businesses and residents, they have a lot of people that come to the businesses that frequent there. It's not just restaurants, it's also other businesses as well. One of the applicant mentioned, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
好，咁我嘅名叫 Nancy Lowe 啦，我從唐街長大嘅，咁依家我亦都喺度做工啦。咁David Wong 咧叫我同大家去發言啦，代表佢發言啦。咁 David Wong 咧係呢個 KW 地產同埋呢個Chinatown Housing 嘅呢個 owner 啦，佢同埋咧亦都 own 另外一棟樓，佢亦都係呢個附近鄰居嘅。嗰棟樓嘅入邊嘅呢個主人啦，咁佢亦都有呢個係15個單元嘅一棟樓嚟嘅，同埋佢有20幾個唔同嘅生意喺唐街咁我就想同你講咧，就有好多嘅商業咧會進出唐街，唔係淨係餐館啫。
So Mr. Huang is a Vietnamese host.
Sorry, could you state your name and record for name and address for the record, please?
My name and address?
That's it.
Nancy Lowe, 32 Cedarwood Road, Jamaica Plain. So Mr. Huang, go ahead.
我名叫做 Nancy Lowe， 32號 Cedarwood 喺 Jamaica Plain 嘅。
So Mr. Huang is vehemently opposed to this application. On my behalf, myself, I believe that this business has no benefit to Chinatown. This is something that is not part of Chinatown culture. They're only looking to make money and to bring people into the community that's only going to deteriorate the quality of life. I disagree with Mr. Chung's assessment of the real estate property. I don't know what economic indicators he's looking at. Go ahead with the translation.
Thank you. 我咧就喺度反對呢個嘅申請啦，就係我相信咧就係呢啲生意咧喺唐街咧呢啲生意咧係唔會幫到其他嘅生意嘅，咁呢個亦都唔係唐街嘅文化嘅一部分啦。佢哋淨係為咗賺錢，咁同時咧佢哋淨係會令到大家嘅生活質量下降。咁我亦都唔同意陳先生啱先嘅觀點咧，就係對於呢個房地產嘅價值，我覺得咧呢個亦都唔知道佢係從邊度睇翻嚟嘅指標啦，呢個係會影響到呢個房地產價值嘅。
As you know, the property value in Chinatown has increased tremendously the last few years, and people are concerned about gentrification, and we have other people buying up the property, and gentrification is a concern. And so for him to say he wants to bring in more middle class, that's only adding to the gentrification problem we currently have.
咁同時咧，我哋都知道咧，唐街嘅呢個房地產嘅價值咧係增加到好多嘅喺過去呢段時間啦。同時咧，好多人咧都擔心就係俾人逼遷嘅呢個問題啦。佢個陳先生先講嘅嘢咧，就係佢哋嚟咗之後，會令到呢個嘅城市化同埋咧逼遷嘅問題會更加嘅嚴重嘅。
So I am also concerned that these applicants are from outside the community. They have no experience in Chinatown nor in the cannabis business. They are saying that they also have a buffer zone and a zoning violation being next to school. And he says he wants to move this in the right direction. He's moving this in the wrong direction.
仲有一個擔憂咧，就係佢哋將呢啲嘅申請人咧係從唐街以外嘅社區嚟嘅，佢哋對於唐街咧都冇經驗，同埋咧對呢個嘅大麻店嘅經營亦都係冇經驗嘅。咁同時咧，你都想同佢講咧，呢個係一個嘅緩衝地帶嚟嘅，呢個咧亦都係離學校係好近嚇，所以咧佢話係對呢個社區咧係有一個正確嘅方向，呢個唔係一個正確方向，係一個錯誤嘅方向。
One last thing, I also met with Richard Suhu that wanted me to, he's the insurance agent. He also wanted me to reiterate that this meeting needs to be in person so that many people who do not have access to Zoom, especially our elderly and our immigrant population, need to have a voice. And so you need to have this meeting in the community. He suggested the Quincy School. Thank you.
仲有一點咧，最尾一點就係我同呢個 Richard Suhu 咧，係一個保險嘅經紀嚟嘅。佢建議我咧就係話，佢強調呢啲會議咧係應該係要現場開嘅，因為好多老人家佢哋唔識用 Zoom 啊，所以咧如果你真係要幫助我哋嘅移民嘅居民嘅話咧，應該要聽到佢哋嘅聲音，應該係會現場開會嘅。
Thank you. Moving on to the next question.
Can I just respond on a couple of things, please?
Okay.
Okay, thank you too. Nancy, thank you for your comments. I'm not sure where you get the net real estate. I assume you're saying that I said the real estate is dropping or devaluing. I never said that. In fact, in one of my slides, I said Chinatown has one of the most desired real estate markets. So I just want to make a correction on that.
咁我想講一句咧，就係Nancy 啱先多謝你嘅意見啦。咁我唔清楚咧，你啱先講到嘅關於呢個地產嘅價值嘅問題啦。我覺得咧就你以為咧就係我話呢個地產價值咧係下降，其實我從來都冇咁樣講過。我亦都喺我嘅幻燈片上邊提到咧，就係唐間嘅地產咧係大家最熱嘅嚇，最熱嘅地方嚟嘅。
Thank you. Moving on to the next question, Yuan Chan.
下一個梁運基。你個咪未打開。
Yuan Chan, please unmute yourself.
Yes, can you hear me? OK， 咁我自己本身咧就唔係住唐人街嘅，咁我係喺 Brighton 住。
Could you state your name and address for you?
Oh, yeah, sure. My name is Huang Chen, and I live in Brighton. Brighton is Washington Street in Brighton, part of the Boston
What's your
area.
address?
135 Washington Street.
Thank you.
我住喺 Brighton，我名叫做 Yuan Chen，咁我住喺135號華盛頓街嘅。
So my son, which is who is a old student of Johnsell Quincy School between 2016 and 2018.
咁我仔咧依家年紀大咗啦，佢係16到18年係喺官士學校讀書嘅。
So during that time, the school has done something against my son. So my son actually decided to have suicide in school building, and he jumped off from the school building on 2018 on June.
咁喺2018年嘅6月份嘅時候，就係個學校做咗一啲嘢咧，就令到我個小朋友咧就自殺，咁佢就從呢個樓上邊跳落嚟。
And during that time, my son was sent to the hospital, and I was notified by the principal, the superintendent at the same time. And I will closely remember that the principal promised me that they're going to do something to help my son. And he gave me a lot of promise on the phone. And saying that, because I was working in Brockton in a public school, so the principal, which is the principal right now, and I say that, he's going to help me to help my son to transfer to Brockton High School, and then they will also provide all the special education services to help my son, because he was has a disability problem during that time. He would promise me on the phone that he would give everything that they can try to do to help my son.
Yuan, first of all, I'm sorry to hear about your son. But how is this related to the application?
Yeah, so then I want to continue. Can you translate what I said first?
Yes, thank you. 咁喺呢段時間之後咧，就我個仔咧就送咗去醫院度，咁同時咧校監同埋校長亦都通知咗我，咁咧我亦都記得咧佢亦都承諾啦嚇，就會幫助我嘅小朋友。咁佢哋亦都喺電話入邊咧，亦都嗰陣時我係喺 Brockton 嘅公校做工，咁咧佢就承諾話可以將我嘅仔咧轉到去 Brockton 嗰度，就會提供所有嘅服務啦。嗰陣時我小朋友係有呢個嘅殘疾嘅，所以咧就提供呢啲需要嘅所有嘅服務俾佢。
However, these promises never came true. He only say anything on the phone, just kind of doesn't want me to make these events public, doesn't want me to make this everybody in Chinatown know about that. So he turns out that no promises was done to my son at all. I emailed him back after my colleague reminded me.
Again, I am sorry to hear about your son, but how is this related to the cannabis proposal?
So the thing is he say that if the principal said that he was going to do everything for students, it is not true. It never came true. I use my personal experience to tell you guys that whatever he promised that he would do everything for students, it will not come true. Mine is experience. He promised everything to my son, and turns out it doesn't work.
Thank you.
Okay. 咁咧就係話佢承諾咗好多，但係從來都冇兌現。咁佢講咗好多嘢都係冇兌現嘅。咁我嘅想講嘅意思咧就係話當呢個校長講嘅嘢對於要幫到小朋友點樣但係咧係冇一件事係兌現嘅。我從我嘅親身經歷去話俾你哋聽就係咁樣嘅。
I do ask that all questions and or comments be directed towards myself or the applicants only, and all questions be related to the cannabis proposal.
好，咁提醒下你哋咧，就所有嘅問題咧，都希望咧係同我哋今日嘅主題同埋申請人有關嘅。
Thank you. Moving on to the next question, we are closing in towards the end of the meeting. I'll be taking 4 more questions. So it will go Alan S21, Wayne K. Learn, Huang, and Melissa Huang. And then we'll have the Chinese Progressive Association as the last question. So that's 5 questions in total.
好，我哋時間唔多啦，咁我哋就將剩低嘅嗰幾個問題問晒，咁我哋就輪流啊，咁就最尾俾前進會埋尾做最尾嗰個問題。
Yep, and also in the interest of time, please keep your comments within the 1 minute limit, and I will be muting the people.
希望你哋嘅問題冇超過1分鐘，你超過我會 mute 咗你㗎。
Thank you, Alan.
Hi, my name is Alan Chan. I live at 39 Village Court, Boston, Massachusetts.
我名叫做 Alan Chan， 我住喺39號 Village Court 喺 Boston 嘅。
So I'm a senior financial analyst and I work in the financial district. So on my route home, my route to work and my route home, I always walk through Chinatown.
咁我係一個財務分析師嚟嘅，咁我係喺呢個嘅財務區度工作啦。咁我每一日去返工同埋返屋企咧，都會經過唐街嘅。
So, and I hear a lot about the negative effects of what is going on and a lot of history based on comparison. I grew up in Chinatown I'm in my late 30s. So I grew up in Chinatown when it was still the combat zone. So I understand the fear of going back to that. But people got to realize that those businesses were operated by the Italians and not the Chinese. This is an opportunity for a Chinese business owner to bring more wealth into the area. If you look at the current dispensaries that are around, they're in gentrified areas, they're on Newbury Street, they're in the North End. The traffic, the gentrification, there's nothing that, even if it's not a marijuana business, it could be a liquor store, it could be another bakery. It's not going to change what's going to happen. Gentrification occurs throughout the country in major cities. There's nothing we can do about it. As the population wealth increases, it just keeps going.
好，咁我都聽到好多大家負面嘅一啲意見啦，關於唐街嘅歷史啦。咁根據即係我咧係從唐街長大嘅，咁我依家咧30幾歲啦。我啱啱長大嗰陣時咧，唐街咧係啲紅燈區嚟嘅。我想大家知道呢個歷史就係呢紅燈區嗰啲經營者都係意大利人，唔係中國人嚟嘅。所以呢個係個機會咧，係俾中國人嘅商業咧，我哋唐人咧去自己開我哋自己嘅生意，可以將我哋嘅呢啲嘅我哋嘅財富咧保留喺我哋嘅社區度。所以你睇到咧就係好多嘅呢啲大麻店咧，佢哋都會喺一啲城市化嘅區域啦，包括係Newbury Street 啦，或者係喺北端嗰邊。咁關於交通嘅問題啦、擁堵嘅問題，同埋咧城市化逼遷嘅問題，呢啲喺全美咧都係發生緊嘅。
Hi, my name is Wing Leung. I've been active in Chinatown for 30 years.
Wing state your name and address for the record, please.
Wing Leung, 8 Powers Road, Andover, Massachusetts. Okay, so anyway, I got one comment and then a question for Chung Lee. Okay, for the comment itself is that I'd like to expand on the thing that's said by Lydia Lowe regarding a buffer. So I did a little bit of research on my own, and then I can tell you that according to the Boston Cannabis Board Rules and Regulation, Section 1.05 buffer zone, it states very specifically that any cannabis establishment shall be at least half mile or 2,640 feet from other existing cannabis establishment. So we know that I believe that there's one going into near South Station. And then from South Station to this one on Dragon Butt is 0.3 mile. And the buffer zone says 0.5 mile. So I'm not too sure why it would even be allowed to go in. So that is again related to the regulation.
Okay.
That's my question, okay? Oh, sorry, go on.
Ask your question first.
No, ask a question. The question is related to what Chong Lee said very early. Mentioned something about investment, okay? And I think that was touched on by Debbie also, is that he said that he's looking for investment outside, and I believe she said United States. And so I would assume that is somewhere China related, okay? So I may be hurt, I may hurt wrong, but somehow that kind of concerns me. So that's a question for Chong Lee to respond. Please expand on that.
Thank you. Terry, could you translate?
我名叫做梁運基啦，咁我咧就住喺唐街已經30幾年㗎啦。咁我有一個問題同埋有一個意見啊。咁嗰個意見咧就係話啱先我亦都做咗少少關於Lydia 啱先提出嚟嘅關於呢個緩衝地帶嘅呢個問題啦。咁我亦都上去了解咗嚇關於我哋呢個大麻委員會佢嘅規定就係話喺波士如果你係要做你開個大麻店咧，兩間之間都唔可以超過至少啦嚇，要有半英里或者係2000幾尺咁樣嘅距離。咁咧我都知道喺 South Station 南站嗰度火車站嗰度會開一間，咁從嗰度去到呢度咧淨係0.3個英里啊。咁我都唔明白你哋嗰個 Dragon Bud 係點樣可以開到嘅。咁仲有一個問題咧，就係話你啱先講到呢啲投資人啦，有啲投資人係從社區以外或者係喺美國以外嚟嘅。咁我會就係自己會想像啦，可能呢啲投資人會唔會係從中國嚟或者同中國有關？呢個令到我係好擔憂嘅。所以我想問下Chun Lee。
John, do you want to respond to that?
Sure. Hey, thank you very much for your question. With regards to the investment, again, I'm a lawyer, so I have clients who in China who wishes to sell buildings, and he contacted a buyer from out of the country. This is covered by attorney-client privilege, so I can't really tell you where it's from. I'm only citing that, not so much that I'm being political or anything like that. I'm citing that because of the response I got from the foreign investors. I was quite angry that they turned down a deal because they felt that our place, our Chinatown was not viable. That's the only reason I even mentioned that. And that's what started me working with the other business owners to see if there's something we can do to make this a better place. Now, I'm not professing that I want outside investments to come in and take over, sort of like a reverse gentrification. That's not what I'm professing. In fact, I think if you listen to Mr. The speaker right before this, the call-in, it's this. I view this as an opportunity for our internal Chinatown residents to come up and do this. There's no reason why we cannot just stand up and try to make this a better place for ourselves. That's the thing. So please don't misunderstand me. I'm not trying to get political, and I do not wish to enter that realm. I only mentioned that because of what I heard from the outside investors. I hope that answered your question.
好，咁我總結一下啱啱律師講嘅嗰個問題咧，就係有啲內容我係冇辦法可以同大家去公佈，就係因為呢個保密嘅問題啦。但係我可以同你講嘅咧，亦都我哋都唔想呢個變成一個政治嘅話題。關於講到呢個嘅外來嘅外國嘅投資人，我都知道呢個樓宇咧之前係會有呢個投資人係從國外過嚟嘅，但係咧之後咧就冇呢個就冇繼續落去啦。咁我嗰陣時咧亦都係覺得係幾嬲嘅，就係因為佢哋覺得唐人街咧唔係一個非常多豐富，呢個生意唔係咁豐富或者係咁好嘅一個社區。 咁所以咧就點解去到依家呢個階段咧，就係我希望咧會有唐人街嘅居民自己咧會喺度咧會為我哋嘅社區投資，就係好似啱先嗰個男士所講，嗰個先生講嘅咁樣嘅，就係我哋應該為我哋自己創造一啲嘅機會嚇，咁樣令到我哋嘅社區咧會令到去服務我哋嘅居民，所以咧希望大家咧唔好去誤解我，曲解我嘅意思，同埋我亦都唔希望咧去呢個變成一個政治嘅話題。
Thank you. Next question, Huang.
Hello.
Hi, we can hear you.
Hello，你哋好啊！我個名叫 Alex Tan 啊，但係跟住咁我就為我媽發表嘅。
你個地址？
我而家住喺摩頓嘅，我媽嘅地址係1號Nassau街嘅。
大家好。Oh, sorry. Hi, everybody. My name is Alan Tan. I am speaking on behalf of my mother, who is living at 1 Nassau Street. I'm currently living in Malden.
咁就咁嘅，我媽佢係本身需要到呢種大麻咧，佢係有個腰嘅問題，咁佢係需要到食呢啲咁嘅大麻嚟緩解個痛楚嘅。其實喺唐人街開咗間咁嘅嘢係好方便。
I would like to share that my mom has a back pain issue, and she needs medical marijuana to release her pain. So having this dispensary in Chinatown, it's going to make it so convenient for her.
咁我相信都唔止係有佢一個人喺唐人街有呢個咁嘅問題，咁我就覺得係一個會幫助到呢個社區咯。咁如果係真係話會唔會濫用咧，就另外一回事。但係我相信應該政府都會管得好嚴。
So I'm sure there are more people just like her, and I agree this will help the community. I'm not sure if people will abuse this, but I'm pretty sure under the strict guideline, the dispensary has to follow.
總結嚟講，我係會支持呢項活動嘅。咁以上多謝。
So just to sum up, I do support the marijuana dispensary.
Okay. Next question, Melissa Huang.
下一個 Melissa Huang.
My name is Melissa Huang. I live in 27 Village Court. I just want to say I want to support this project as the next generation because of the following reasons. It does bring in diversity.
Melissa, before you start,
Okay.
state the name and address for the record.
Oh, okay. So my name is Melissa Huang. I live in 27 Village Court, Boston.
大家好，我名叫做 Melissa Huang，咁我住喺27號 Village Court 喺 Boston 嘅。
Okay. I want to support this project as the next generation because of the following reasons. It will bring in diversity, a new venue and business to Chinatown. Dispensary is highly regulated, so it shouldn't bring any trouble, but it's actually a good opportunity for the community. And Chinatown would definitely can benefit from this. Thank you.
咁我想同大家講就係我係支持呢個項目嘅，作為下一代。咁有幾個原因咧，就係因為佢可以帶嚟多元化嘅生意喺唐人街啦。咁同時咧，呢個大麻店係受到嘅監管係非常嘅嚴格嘅，所以咧應該唔會有任何嘅擔憂。咁同時咧，亦都會帶嚟好多嘅社區嘅好嘅機會啦。所以咧，我相信唐人街咧會係受到呢個大麻店嘅幫助嘅。多謝。
Thank you, Melissa. Next, we will wrap it up with the last question from the Chinese Progressive Association.
好，咁最尾一個問題就係前進會嘅。
Hey, are you guys able to unmute?
Hello，大家好，我嘅名叫黃家接，住係10號天河街，住咗20幾年啦。
等佢
所以
translate.
Yeah. Hi everybody, my name is Huang Jie. I live at 10 Temple Street for over 20 years.
繼續。
頭先呢個大麻店嘅老闆咧，就講到好多嗰啲好處，即有係你哋嘅老闆好處，冇我哋附近嘅居民嘅任何好處。
I think he's breaking up, but
可唔可以再講過？我哋聽唔到你講。
頭先大麻店嘅老闆代表講，大麻店開喺唐人街有好多好處，但係我哋唐人街嘅居民不認為係。
So at the presentation, the representative from the Dragon Bucks spoke a lot about the benefits to the community, but as a resident of Chinatown, we don't feel any benefits to the community.
係毒害我哋唐人呢度附近嗰啲青少年嘅一種可怕嘅災難。
And it's a disaster for the youth who are living in Chinatown.
所以我哋唐人街嘅居民係大的反對，徹底反對。
So the Chinatown residents are strongly oppose this application.
仲有頭先好多發言嘅咧，都唔係住喺唐人街嘅居民，所以呢啲咧，政府應該聽我哋唐人街居民嘅言論，不應該聽外邊嗰啲人。
So there were a lot of the speakers who speak up. They are not coming from Chinatown. They are outside of Chinatown. So we believe that the city should listen to the Chinatown resident only, not from the people that are outside of Chinatown.
當然你有權利發言，但係政府要應該有正確嘅立場。我哋係代表唐人街發言嘅。
So we are representing the Chinatown's voice, so the city needs to listen to us.
Okay.
所以1分鐘嘅時間，我就表示徹底反對。當你哋開張之日咧，我哋會主席人遊行。OK， 完啦。
Okay, so we are strongly opposed to application. If the application were approved and the dispensary will open, we will organize residents to protest.
Thank you. Thank you everybody for being here tonight. And then it's the time we will have to wrap this up.
好，多謝你哋今晚咧就抽空嚟參加我哋今次嘅活動，時間已經到啦。
I want to reiterate that this is not the end of the community process. We will be hosting a follow-up meeting hosted by my office, the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services.
咁我哋市長辦公室咧會再舉辦後邊嘅陸續都會有會議嘅。咁呢個唔係我哋呢個會議喺我哋呢個社區過程咧係未結束嘅。
Again, no decisions were made tonight. This was just the statutorily required community meeting required by the city and the state before moving on to the Cannabis Board and Zoning Board of Appeals.
咁再一次強調咧，我哋今晚係唔會做任何嘅決定嘅。咁呢個係由政府嘅規定要求，市府同埋州政府係要求我哋係要聽取大家嘅意見嘅。
Proposal that needs to go through a state process before it will be able to open for business.
I didn't hear that, Chulan. I'm sorry.
The proposal will then need to go through a state process after the Cannabis Board and the Zoning Board of Appeals before they'll be able to open business.
咁如果佢要開放大麻店咧，佢需要經過呢個呢個叫做大麻嘅委員會啦，同埋呢個嘅分區委員會嘅通過，同埋亦都要經過呢個州政府嘅通過，佢先會開放嘅。
Please submit any written letters of support and or opposition to my email. And again, I will drop my email in the chat.
咁如果你哋有任何嘅支持或者反對嘅意見咧，你哋可以發郵件俾我，我會將郵件嘅地址擺喺聊天嘅功能入邊。
And we will keep the community updated when we have a set time for the follow-up meeting.
好，咁我哋一有咗下一次嘅會議嘅時間咧，我哋會同大家更新嘅。
Again, thank you everybody for joining us tonight, and have a great rest.
Thank you. Thank you.
好多謝大家今晚出嚟，晚安。
嘅後面佢其實請佢講，佢政府決定嘅。